cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States continue analyzing data from Carly's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "You have to pay for an Amber Alert," was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carly's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carly's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carly a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carly can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carly's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case.
This is Chief Nick Durzes of the Hoover, Alabama Police Department. He's the chief, giving us an update on what they've been able to uncover about Carly Russell, who disappeared on Thursday. She said she was driving down the highway. She saw a toddler, a boy, in a T-shirt and what appeared to be a diaper on the side of the road, and she pulled over, called 911, told them about it. And then when cops got there, they found that she was missing. Her wig was there, her car was there, her food order was still in the car. They didn't know what happened to her. Everybody was looking for this woman, Carly Russell. She appeared back at her house on Saturday, and so police have been trying to figure out what happened in that time, and they've uncovered some interesting stuff that appears to suggest, it appears from this news conference, that she potentially made this up. They said that she took a dark bathrobe from her place of employment before she got into the car, that she took granola bars and Cheez-Its. She bought them from Target, and those two things were not in the car when they got to the side of the road. Then they looked at her search history, and they found internet searches where she was Googling Amber Alerts. She was Googling how to take money from a register without being caught. Where's the Birmingham bus station? Googling one-way tickets from Birmingham to Nashville. Also Googling the movie Taken, which is a movie about being abducted. So it appears that they potentially might have a case in the future about a future against Carly Russell, but they say that so far they are not even thinking about charges. We're obviously going to follow this and bring you any updates as they come, but another strange development in what was already a strange story. Again, no indication that there was ever any kid, no kid missing. They have not found a kid. No one said that they've lost a child.
That moment you all first laid eyes on her again, what was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit-down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carly Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carly called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carly scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carly or a child, and they
said, I had to, Michael, Slocky. Said all personal belongings except for her phone. So that means they know where the phone went because they read all the messages, so they know that they can check the GPS location of the phone. All phones have GPS, so obviously they're not telling us everything. They're only telling us certain things. They know exactly where the phone went, unless whoever grabbed her or herself depowered the phone, so the GPS won't work. Mute my mic.
hearing Carly scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carly or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carly was during the 48 hours she was missing.
Right, and they know where the cell phone was, so they're not saying stuff. And I don't know what they mean by maliciously lied to you. I don't. This interview, that's out of news. They chop it up and don't give you the whole story, so they have leaving us wondering what's going on. So I don't know. Was she really abducted? Or is she making it up? Did somebody else do those searches? Or is it authentic? It says Dr. Todd Grande. It says nursing student attacked by invisible man while helping invisible boy. being a jackass. Okay.
Evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carly was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carly's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the
Fighting for her
Oh,
life?
she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
Yeah, she did make it back. All right, Priscilla, so investigators are obviously busy on this case. What are they looking into going forward?
Yeah, Hoda, right now they're analyzing that initial 911 call and also that traffic cam video showing that car driving on the interstate very slowly with its flashers on, believed to be Carly's car. And of course, they're looking at the evidence from the crime scene, including the car and her cell phone, which was found on the roadway nearby. Police say that they have been able to account for all of her steps leading up to her disappearance, but those 48 hours when she was gone still remain a mystery. Hoda?
Yeah, leaving behind her phone, her pocketbook, and all those things, a lot of things that investigators are looking into. Priscilla, thank you.
Hey. All right, so the phone was on the side of the road, so the phone wasn't with her. All right. So, it's, now I don't think if those internet searches didn't exist, they would really have a case to not believe her. It says, I don't think it's highly unusual on the day someone gets kidnapped that they are searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very strange. That is very odd. on July 11th a search for if you have to pay for an Amber Alert. It's like a missing child. On Thursday, a search about one-way bus tickets from Birmingham to Nashville, Tennessee. So this is why I'm saying, well, maybe she just gave up on her career because it's getting too hard. She didn't really have it in her. You know, I wasn't there, but I know women tend to do these things. They never really finish what they start. Or they get frustrated and they'll do something stupid with a man or a decision. Russell disappeared after she called 911 just after 9:30 p.m. Thursday to report having seen a toddler on the Interstate 459. Hoover police said she had also called a relative to report having seen the child and said she was going to help the child before the relative lost contact with her, police said. Again, it does look like she's put the parts in place to create a missing person story. It does seem like that. I wasn't there, but I don't believe it. That's just my opinion. It's Proverbs 14:15 says, "The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings." So before you believe something, or you just look at the evidence, and more than likely, what's more plausible is the truth. You got to be aware when in the near future when we're accused of things, and individual groups and brothers, camps are accused of things. We got to just look at the evidence, the character of the person, the record, to see if this is plausible for the thing we're being accused of. All right. And don't be too quick to throw your brother under the bus, because you have personal feelings or against the brother or the group. Just look at the evidence and look at their record. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. Now, this will prevent, I would say, like 98% of all abductions. And they would just follow the scriptures. But they're rebellious. They don't trust men. And they're not qualified to be with a good man. So therefore, they're subject to the elements. Women. Titus 2:3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober and to love their husbands and to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the power be not blasphemed. All right. So this will prevent abductions. About 99% of all women abductions will be prevented by oikoros, caring for the house, working at home. All right. But women want to be liberal and they want to be outside. They don't want to be domestic, good housekeepers. So therefore, they are subject to, they're comparing Smollett with Jessie Smollett with her, because they're saying she's lying, making it up because of her internet searches. Yeah, if she didn't search that, if she searched those, well, this is before the abduction, it was searched, so it was like it was her. All right. If she didn't make those searches, then they will have no choice but to believe her. So I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but I'm more inclined to believe she did make those internet searches before she was allegedly abducted. So I'm leaning on that, it was made up. But hey, if she really got abducted, that's a terrible thing. However, if she was in the faith, that wouldn't have happened. Because she would have had the mindset to not be outside, as they say. All right. Career driven, trying to take care of yourself. You would have a husband. You'd be working with your husband. And you would have a covering. Let me get one more scripture. I can bring this out a long time. Let's see. Corinthians 11. Control F. Cover. Look up cover. I think that's what I want to write there. Like 16th verse, something like that. Judge in yourselves. Is it commonly that a woman pray unto the power uncovered? I mean, a woman's supposed to physically have her head covered. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. All right. Yeah, so you're supposed to have long hair and you're supposed to have a physical cloth covering your head. All right. Your hair is not a covering just by itself. All right. It's not complete. Your hair is a covering, but it's not complete. It says because it starts off here in the 5th verse, but every woman that prayeth and prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. All right. So uncovered meaning you don't have a cloth, a head wrap on your head. That's what uncovered means right there. Whoa, uncovered. It says akakaluptus, which means not covered, unveiled. To remove a veil from, to veil. Unveil. All right. I mean, a woman's supposed to have her head covered, especially when she prays. And it's our custom, all right? It's our custom for our women to have head wraps when they go out in public, all right? And we're going to look up power. Because, women, they're out of order. They kind of do what the hell they want to do. For this cause ought a woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Because it's a custom that the Lord agrees with. It's not a law. It's not a law in the Bible that says if the woman doesn't cover her head, she's going to get stoned. It's not in the law, but it's a custom that the Lord put in place. All our customs come from the Most High. It's not a commandment of a man. All right. Look back at all our mothers. They had their head covered. All right, let me do this. Exousia, which the veil with which propriety required a woman to cover herself. All right. Yes, allow. Yeah, because women are rebellious and they don't believe. They have to, script. Right one. They don't believe they have to follow laws and customs. Following laws and customs is righteous and they're approved by the angels. All right. For this cause ought a woman to cover her head because of angels. All right. And it says here we're supposed to be together. Judge in yourselves, is it commonly that a woman pray unto the power uncovered? Yeah, because the original Christian women, all right, anointed women that were, in the faith, covered their head, especially when they were praying. All right, and all the original Christians, so to speak. They were all Israelites to begin with anyway, so they definitely had their head covered. All right. So the point is, you want to prevent abduction, getting in bar fights, not feeling safe, all this shit that these black women complain about, and women in general complain about, that they demand from men. First of all, women, you don't qualify for decent men. You qualify for thugs, beltless dudes, with pants hanging off their ass. This is what most of you women qualify for. You don't qualify for men with good credit scores and businesses and got their shit together. You qualify for exactly how you look. All right. So I'm looking at her. She qualifies. Got the braids, got the weave. You qualify for a certain type of man. You don't qualify for a godly man. What the scriptures say, let the portion of a wicked woman be given to a wicked man. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. So you match made in heaven, right? Or hell, however you're looking at it. All right. So under here, say the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. All right, so take heed. All right, go back down. Yeah, take heed. So hope you edified. Shalom.